Welcome back to Netrush Report, your home for the rivalries, controversies, and emotional roller coasters that make tennis the most dramatic sport on earth. If you live for the fire, the meltdowns, and the unforgettable battles both on and off the court, smash that subscribe button, join the rush, and let's dive straight into this one. The 2019 Shanghai Masters wasn't just another tournament for Andy Murray. This was the year after hip surgery had threatened to end his career. Earlier that January, in a tearful press conference at the Australian Open, Murray had admitted he was in unbearable pain, hinting at possible retirement. Fans thought they might never see him play at a high level again. Yet here he was, in Shanghai, walking back into the Gladiators arena. Still not the Murray of old, but fighting, grinding, testing himself against the world's best. And across the net stood Fabio Fognini, Italian maverick, hot-headed shotmaker, and one of the most unpredictable characters in tennis. Two men, two different journeys, about to collide in one of the most combustible matches of Murray's comeback story. By 2019, Murray and Fognini had faced each other 9 times. Murray had the upper hand historically, including beating Fognini en route to his glorious gold medal run at the 2016 Rio Olympics. Fognini, however, was no pushover. Known for his flashy strokes, sudden surges of brilliance, and infamous temper, he had the ability to frustrate even the calmest of opponents. And Andy Murray, though usually controlled, was far from calm on this particular Shanghai evening. The match started with intensity. Murray, trying to build momentum after a gritty 3-set win against qualifier one Ignacio Londero, showed flashes of his old defensive wizardry. He chased balls, countered Fognini's flair, and managed to steal the first set in a tense tiebreak, 7-6. But Fognini responded like only he could, exploding with clean winners, variety, and aggressive body language. He stormed through the second set, 6-2. It all came down to a decisive third set, and that's when the infamous clash happened. At 5-5 in the final set, the atmosphere was electric. Every point mattered. As Murray prepared to hit a shot, suddenly, there was a noise. A sharp sound, distracting enough to throw him off. He turned his head instinctively, searching for the source. And there was Fognini. The Italian dismissed Murray's glance, snapping, "Stop looking at me. What are you looking at me for?" Murray, stunned, responded with disbelief. "I was just about to hit a shot, and someone made a noise." Fognini smirked, doubling down. "Stop complaining. Have a sense of humor." That's when Murray snapped. "Shut up," he roared, straight into Fognini's face. The stadium gasped. The umpire, Fergus Murphy, sat frozen. And in that split second, we saw something we almost never saw from Andy Murray: raw, boiling rage. The argument didn't just end there. Fognini shrugged it off with sarcasm, continuing to poke Murray with words. Murray's frustration built, not just with Fognini, but with the umpire's silence. Fergus Murphy did nothing to penalize Fognini for what Murray believed was a clear hindrance, making noise during a point, which is against the rules. Murray, visibly rattled, lost focus. He had 2 chances to serve out the match, but failed both times. Finally, in the decisive tiebreak, Fognini edged ahead, winning 7-6 in the third set, and sealing Murray's painful defeat. After the match, Murray opened up. He explained. He didn't know at first who made the noise. Once he realized it was Fognini, he was furious because it was against the rules. Fognini then mocked him, telling him to have a sense of humor. And Murray, emotionally drained, couldn't accept that treatment. His words were telling. "I've never had that in hundreds of matches." It wasn't just about losing. It was about being disrespected, both by his opponent and, arguably, by the umpire who allowed it to slide. To understand this clash, you have to understand Fabio Fognini's personality. Nicknamed the bad boy of tennis, Fognini has a long history of arguments, tantrums, and spectacular blow-ups. Fined for verbal abuse multiple times. Suspended at the 2017 US Open for insulting a female umpire. Famous for sarcastic claps, wild rants, and on-court antics that often push opponents' buttons. For him, Shanghai 2019 was just another day in the office. For Murray, it was a once-in-a-career breaking point. While Murray crashed out, the tournament rolled on. Fognini beat Karen Khachanov in the next round before being stopped by Daniil Medvedev in the quarterfinals. Medvedev went on a ruthless run, beating Alexander Zverev in the final to claim the Shanghai crown. But ask fans what they remember from that tournament. Many won't mention Medvedev's title run. They'll mention Murray versus Fognini, the shout, the stare down, the boiling point. Here's the twist. Murray's story didn't end with that Shanghai loss. Just weeks later, he pulled off one of the most emotional comebacks of his career, winning the European Open in Antwerp. It was his first ATP title in more than 2 years. He defeated Stan Wawrinka in the final, collapsing into tears afterward. It was the ultimate proof that, despite the hip surgery, despite Shanghai's frustration, he was still Andy Murray, the warrior. Shanghai was the storm. Antwerp was the rainbow after it. That night in Shanghai revealed 3 truths about Murray's career. He is human. Even the calmest champions break under provocation. He refuses disrespect. Murray has always stood up, whether for women's tennis, fairness on court, or his own dignity. He fights until the end. Despite the argument, despite the loss, Murray came back stronger weeks later. The shut up moment wasn't just about anger. It was about pride, resilience, and the fire that made Andy Murray a 3-time slam champion. And that was the night Andy Murray broke his silence. Literally, by shouting, "Shut up," into Fabio Fognini'S face at the Shanghai Masters. A moment of anger, yes, but also a moment that showed us the raw truth about being a champion. Even legends lose their cool. Even warriors hit boiling point. And sometimes, those flashes of fire are what make us love them even more. This is Netrush Report, where tennis isn't just a sport, it's a battlefield of emotions, rivalries, and unforgettable drama. If you lived through the fire of Murray versus Fognini, drop your thoughts in the comments below. Was Murray right to snap, or should he have kept his composure? Hit that like button, smash subscribe, and we'll see you next time, right here, where tennis drama lives.